What is up, YouTube? It's RSMario here, bringing you another Fire Emblem theories video. Alright, so we're going to get down into this one. This one is going to be about some of the story elements, but mainly I'm going to be talking about the main character, aka the Avitar. I'll be getting into him, his connections to the story, and some of the motivations around him. And talking a little bit about his secret power, too. So here we go. Alright, so first off, we're going to talk about the big elephant in the room as far as the main character. The fact that he turns into some kind of freaking dragon. Okay, so to me, I'm not thinking this is a dragon. It could be a dragon, but here's one thing that kind of gets me with this. The feet. Look at Kamui's feet, or the Avitar's feet. The Avatar is barefoot. You know, now one thing is, you know, we thought that he's a member of the Manakete or one of the ancient dragon tribes, you know, of the Fire Emblem universe, you know, but all of them actually wear shoes. Both Tiki and Naui both wear boots or boot-like shoes or whatever you want to call them. They wear shoes. They wear footwear. Now, the only shape-shifting character that I know of who is barefoot is Penne. And of course, I believe her son is also barefoot. So they're the only two barefoot characters in the game. You know, and they are also shapeshifters. Which makes me believe that maybe, just maybe, the main character is not part of the dragon tribe. You know, because that would be pretty interesting. You know, that would also leave a hole open for the fact that maybe Tiki's in the game. Since she's been in a couple Dragon Age, oh my goodness. She's been in a couple of Fire Emblem games before, so you know that would be interesting to leave a hole open for her to be in the game. But yeah, I believe that Kamui is not part of the Dragon Tribe. He's not a Manakete, and I kind of get into it here. Now, the only thing that really screams dragon about his transformed state is, you know, the wings. Everything else is really kind of like bits and pieces of other animals. Like, if you look at it, you know, his legs and his body are more like a horse. Whereas he also has, like, you know, antlers like maybe an elk or a deer. You know, so, I mean, he's basically like an amalgamation of different animals put together. You know, something almost evil, if you really think about it. You know, so maybe he's not a dragon. Maybe he's not a member of the dragon tribe, but maybe he's a shapeshifter. Which leads me to think that maybe, you know, maybe he's not, like, you know, of another species. Because, of course, all the shapeshifters we know of, you know, they are, you know, kind of another species. They're kind of like beast people. You know, he doesn't really look like a beast person. You know, and his only connection to the dragon clan is the fact that he has pointed ears. So maybe he is a different type of shapeshifter. You know, maybe this power is thrust upon him. And I'm going to get into that in a little bit. So, next story element we're going to get into revolving around the main character is this scene right here. And I know I've talked about this scene like a bunch in the last two videos, but I mean, it's pretty important. And that's the scene of this dude who I thought was Ryoma basically getting filled full of arrows. And so I kind of come to think of it, you know, after like a bunch of people told me in the comments, that's probably not him, that's probably not him. It is probably not him. More than likely, it's probably Ryoma's father. So what I'm thinking that happens in this cutscene is, you know, Ryoma's father, you know, is basically, you know, battling with the armies of Nor. Now this could have happened in the first war, because I still believe that there was once a war before the war that's taking place in this game, you know, between Nor and Hoshido. You know, because that picture right there is there for a reason. You know, and I believe that that picture is probably ancestors. Maybe it's even Garan versus, you know, this other guy with the sword here earlier. You know, maybe when they were younger they fought, and then again they fought when they were older, and Garan won this time because, you know, he's flanked by like a dozen archers. But yeah, you know, maybe they have fought several times in their lives, and this one time, you know, Ryoma's father came up short. Another thing about this scene is it doesn't look like he's dying in battle. So it doesn't look like he's out there fighting and, like, you know, kind of like Leonidas, and he just gets shot down with like dozens of arrows. It looks like he's protecting someone. And as you see, you know, the reason why they shot this scene from behind is because they're shooting it from your point of view, or from the Avitar's point of view. So maybe he's protecting you. You know, maybe, you know, you are about to get hit with this shower of arrows, and, you know, of course, you know, he's going to protect you and save you because you're his son. You know, I think, you know, Garan might have known this. Maybe he couldn't beat, you know, Ryoma's father by himself, so he had to use a dirty tactic of trying to kill you in order to make him slip up and have to get himself killed. Which is pretty freaking dirty, by the way. Also, another thing corroborates this scene is the next scene where Garan is seen reaching down saying, "I'll let you live to do my bidding." So I'm thinking there is another scene where it's being shot from your perspective, and he's not looking down at, you know, say Ryoma's father or somebody. He's looking at you, and he's picking you up because you're a kid, and he's gonna, you know, basically use you to do his evil. So maybe while you were raised on the north side, maybe this power was thrusted upon you, because we do know that, you know, there's an evil cult in Nor, so maybe they did some kind of ritual to you to give you this power to use you as a weapon. Which leads me to the next part of the story. Now, in chapter 6, or going to chapter 6, of course, you know, there are 3 chapters where you will play as each faction. Probably to get to know the characters, to really make that decision extra hard, because now you know these people that you're about to screw over and probably kill. You know, so they let you play 3 chapters with each faction. Now, I believe this is where the Hoshido part comes in. I think you start off in the north side, because that's why, you know, I believe that the wake up scene with Felicia waking you up is actually, you know, you starting off in Nor and then ending up in Hoshido right before chapter 6. So you start off chapters 1 through 3 in Nor, you end up in Hoshido. Why do you go to Hoshido? Well, I believe you're sent there as more of like a Trojan horse. And it's kind of interesting, since your transformed state looks like a horse, that you will be sent to Hoshido as a Trojan horse. You know, think of it kind of like if you've seen Naruto. If you've seen Naruto, you would know that that Gaara, you know, was sealed with the one-tailed beast, and he was, you know, sent into the Hidden Leaf in the Chunin exams so that he can transform in the Hidden Leaf, cause havoc, so they can attack and take over the Hidden Leaf village. Maybe the same thing was supposed to happen here. Maybe they were going to send you home, and of course, you know, they were going to welcome you with open arms, because, you know, you were, you know, of royal blood, and, you know, their father died trying to protect you, and you got kidnapped, and then, you know, your powers were going to trigger, and you were going to wreak havoc while, you know, Nor attacked. You know, maybe this was a whole thing to get after you in the first place. Maybe this first scene right here, maybe you were kidnapped originally by Nor, forcing Ryoma's father to come out to get you, because that would explain why he is in, you know, a Nor looking area. This is a very western looking area. This doesn't look like Hokkaido. This looks like Nor. Maybe this is why he actually had to go to Nor to try to get you. You know, maybe it was a plan in the first place. You know, he comes to Nor to try to get you, gets himself killed, you know, so that they kidnap you, they give you these powers, you go back to Hoshido, and then eventually, you know, you just wreck house and then cause turmoil until they come in and invade. Finally ending the war between the two. So this could also explain why, you know, the dragon, or the creature, is seen attacking the dancing chick in the end of the previous trailer, and also why she seems somewhat startled to see you, you know, in the second trailer. You know, maybe she knows, maybe she has a premonition, or she can feel something that's off about you, you know, and your powers. So that is the Nora side of the story as far as your impact, at least what I think your impact is. The other side of the story, Hoshido. So your significance to Hoshido is probably a lot greater than your significance to the Nor. Even though I do believe you'll probably play a part in the Nor Civil War side, you know, trying to, you know, free the country from Garan and all that kind of stuff. But I'll probably get into that in a later video, because I actually got a lot to kind of say about that, and I don't want to make these videos too long. So your significance on the Hoshido side, since they technically you're Hoshido blood, you know, and you know these are your relatives here, you know, you're a lot more important here than just being a weapon. You know, you're actually a member of the royal family, and you can probably be king one day if all these other people die. You know, in the first scene right here, another scene that kind of makes me think that the king of Hoshido might be dead is the fact that there is no one sitting in the throne. Now, this scene, there's going to be a lot of scenes in the games that actually mirror each other. You know, Hoshido and Noah are both sides, you know, black and white. Of course, now this scene is probably one of those scenes. This scene actually seems very reminiscent to the scene in the North side where you go to meet Garan, probably right after chapter 6 or right after winning a great battle, and he says, you know, you're gonna do well or something like that. And of course, you know, you're meeting with Garan. You know, Marx is there. That dude, we have no idea what his name is there. You know, and I believe Camilla is there as well. And you know, I believe this scene is actually mirrored in the Hoshido side with this scene where you meet Ryoma. You know, he basically tells you that he's your brother. You know, and which actually could mean that you either have amnesia or you don't or you're too young to remember a lot of people when you left or when you were kidnapped. Also, there is the unknown chick here who I mistakenly said was Orochi. She's not actually Orochi because Orochi does not have the Buddha beads. So yeah, that was a botch on my part. But yeah, you see that the throne is empty. You know, so now if these scenes really mirror each other, wouldn't the leader be kind of sitting on the throne? Now, you know, maybe, you know, the leader's not on the throne because maybe the leader is the other chick who we think is Takumi, and she's actually out talking to the people, and she doesn't really need to sit on the throne and look all authoritative like Garan does. Or this could mean that the actual leader of Hoshido is dead, and basically Hoshido is being led by, you know, the royal family, you know, being the two princes, or maybe she really is the leader, but, you know, she's just not that authoritative. But yeah, you know, maybe the leader of Hoshido is dead, and the throne is now empty. And, you know, maybe that could be another layer of the story right there. Alright, so that's actually about it as far as this video. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, people, keep it real.